Christians the world over prepare to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ.
They'll protest against the curtailment of bonuses, a warning from the water board trade unions.
Ministers and MPs opposed the decision taken to terminate the family background report that was made compulsory for women seeking foreign employment as housemaids.
කවුරු හරි තීරණයක් අරන් තියනවා නම් මේ වාර්තාව අනවශ්‍යයි කියලා ඒක සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම වැරදි.
Heavy traffic reported this morning at the Kodagama exit on the Southern Expressway.
Today is a special day for all Sri Lankans.
While Christians prepare to celebrate the birth of Christ, Muslims mark the birth of Prophet Muhammad today.
Today is also a significant day for Buddhists in the country who observe Uduvak full moon Poe Day.
A year of unusual lunar activity will be capped with a full moon lighting the sky on December 25th for the first time in 38 years.
Well, with that being said, a very good evening to all our viewers and welcome. This is Primetime News. I am Joel Outscored.
And I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka. Let's start off with a look at your stories in detail now.
President Maithripala Sirisena participated in a religious event this morning to mark Udvak Full Moon Poe Day.
President Sirisena visited the Saddam 7 International Buddhist Information Institute in Rajagiri early this morning in order to participate in the Dhamma sermon. The sermon was delivered by the head of the Saddam 7 International Buddhist Information Institute, Venerable Athuruliya Ratanathero. The national event organized to mark the birth of Prophet Muhammad was held in Kandy today under the auspices of President Maithripala Sirisena. Certificates were presented to the winners of the National Millet Competition. All of us are aware of the need to further strengthen the unity among communities to bring about national unity and reconciliation. We have learned lessons from the various situations that arose in the country during the past 8 to 9 decades. We must all come together to bring a much more better tomorrow for the people of this country and the future generations. President Sirisena toured several areas in Colombo to meet the members of the public who are preparing to celebrate Christmas and the New Year. President Maithripala Sirisena also extended his best wishes for Christmas and New Year.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe issued a special message to commemorate the birth of Prophet Muhammad.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says that the birth of Prophet Muhammad will be more meaningful when all persons support the creation of a positive society by defeating all extremist elements. Prophet Muhammad was born in the Arabian city of Mecca in the year 571 AD. Prophet Muhammad was born in the month of Rabiul Awal to Amina and Abdullah. Hazrat Abdullah passed away before Muhammad was born, and Muhammad was taken under the care of his grandfather Abdul Muttalib. His mother passed away when he was only 6 years old. During his youth, Prophet Muhammad was well known for his honesty, as many called him Al-Amin, the trustworthy, and Al-Sadiq, the truthful. After the demise of his grandfather, he was taken under the care of his uncle Abu Talib. Muhammad would often make his way to the desert to watch over flocks and travel across lands. When Prophet Muhammad was 40 years old, he began to retire to the cave of Hira, located away from Mecca, in which he was granted prophethood. Subsequently, he began to preach Islam and the oneness of Allah and the good ways of living.
Today is Unduwa Poe Day, the last full moon Poe Day of the year. The chronicles say that the Bhikkhuni Sasana, or the order of the Buddhist nuns, was established on a day like today.
To mark the final Poe of the year, Buddhists across the world engage in Amissa and Pratipatti Puja ceremonies. Many important events of the Buddha Sasana took place on Uduwa Full Moon Poe Day. The chronicle says that King Devanampiya had made a request from King Dharmasroka to present the country with a sapling of the Jayasri Mahabodhi. Today commemorates the arrival of Sangamita Theri in Sri Lanka with a bow sapling from the sacred Jayasri Mahabodhi in India during the month of Uduap. After landing here and delivering this precious gift, she was responsible for establishing the Bhikkhuni Sasana during the month of Uduap.
After a large procession proceeded to Anuradhapura, the sapling of the Jayasri Mahabodhi was planted at the Mahameuna Uyana. The arrival of the sapling of the Jayasri Mahabodhi to the country impacted both the male and female natives of the country. This resulted in major cultural developments. This poya can be considered as one that enabled them to become better citizens.
පුරවැසියන් බවට පත් වෙන්නට මූලිකත්වය ලැබුණු පොහොය විදිහට අද දවස හඳුන්වනවා.
The season for the sacred Sri Pada pilgrimage begins today. The season runs from December until Vesak Poya next May.
The season began with the sacred statue of God Saman being placed at Sri Pada this morning. The sacred ritual, which signals the beginning of the season, was presided by the chief monk of Sri Pada, Venerable Bengamwe Sri Dhammadin Thera. Sri Lankans belonging to all ethnicities and religions pay homage to the sacred footprint at the peak of the mountain with great reverence. Many of the devotees remain at the peak to witness the spectacular sunrise. Police said that they have taken security measures for the safety of devotees. In the event of an emergency, devotees can contact the police on the numbers 052 20 55 500 or 071 859 1122 and 045 22 3 2222. The Central Environment Authority has requested all pilgrims to refrain from using polythene material. The chairman of the CEA, Lal Dharmasiri, said that a survey conducted had revealed that over 1,500 kilograms of polythene were collected per day during the last pilgrim season.
Well, Arundhati, it's just less than 4 hours to celebrate Christmas, and the world is gearing up to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ.
And Colombo was lit up in bright lights last night and colourful Christmas decorations.
With that being said, let's take a look at some footage from here at home and across the world on the eve of Christmas.
Minister of Tourism Development and Christian Affairs John Amarathunga made a plea from all shop owners ahead of Christmas Day.
I would like to reiterate the orders of the Cardinal. It is important you refrain from putting up Christmas trees at churches. One other thing that we have seen is that representations of Santa Claus or St. Nicholas displayed at hotels and bars today. We request that these do not be displayed as modes of advertising. I believe that these persons would refrain from doing these things. The minister expressed these views while attending an event at the St. Nicholas Church in Bopitia this morning. A first-day cover was issued by Minister John Amarathunga in celebration of the church's 125th anniversary.
Welcome back to the news. Still in local news, with the long weekend and Christmas holidays, workers return to their villages while city folk gather at popular southern beach destinations to celebrate the season. The congestion at the Mathura-Goragam exit point this morning was a good indication of this mobility towards the southern region of the island.
Police said the heavy build-up at the Goragama interchange was because of large groups travelling to areas such as Khataragama using the expressway to get away for the weekend. The traffic queue extended to 3 kilometres from the Goragama exit. In order to rescue the traffic congestion, the Road Development Authority requested the motorists to use the Imadua, Kokmadua and Pinnadua exits. However, towards this evening, traffic eased on the southern expressway. The Sri Lanka Bureau of Foreign Employment states that the mandatory family backdrop report, or FBR, that women who seek foreign employment as housemaids are required to produce will be abolished.
Now, the Bureau spokesperson Upaldesha Pare notes that this decision was taken owing to flaws in the existing family backdrop report.
The government has introduced a number of regulations for the protection and welfare of individuals seeking foreign employment as housemaids. Among these regulations are 2 circulars issued by the Ministry of Foreign Employment Promotion and Welfare in 2013. A circular was issued to registered foreign employment agencies, while another was issued to divisional secretariats. According to the circulars that were enacted in January 2014, all women seeking foreign employment as housemaids are required to provide a family background report, or FBR. The aim of the family background report is to provide more attention to the safety and protection of their children and to avoid females with children below the age of 5 from seeking foreign employment as housemaids. The circular permits women with children over 5 years to migrate as housemaids only if satisfactory measures are in place to ensure that their children receive care and protection. It also states that women who seek foreign employment as housemaids for the first time must be below 55 years of age. Furthermore, women above the age of 25 years are permitted to work as housemaids in Saudi Arabia, while the minimum age recommended for women for migration to another Middle East country is 23 years and above. The minimum age for employment as a housemaid in other countries is 21 years. The family background report requires permission from the Grama Niladari, public health officers, employment agencies and the guardians of the children or one's husband. However, the final approval lies with the Migration and Relationship Development Officer of the relevant divisional secretariat. Reports of the Sri Lanka Foreign Employment Bureau, however, states that due to these regulations, the number of women departing for foreign employment as housemaids declined by 6.4% in 2014 compared to 2013.
This report must be provided. It is wrong for someone to decide that this report is unnecessary. I cannot believe such a decision has been taken regarding this report. The government must take measures to safeguard the family unit. If mothers with small children migrate, the family unit will collapse. As a lawyer, I am aware that majority of children who are abused or molested are children whose mothers work overseas. Therefore, if someone says that a report which inquires whether a woman seeking foreign employment has children and requires the approval of the divisional secretary on the family background is unnecessary, I firmly believe it is wrong. We will oppose it. The society at large should oppose it. We should move forward and not backwards.
පවුල් පසුබිම් වාර්තාව ඉල්ලුවට දෙන්නේ නැහැ. දරුවන්ගේ තොරතුරු හංගල යන තත්ත්වයක් තියෙනවා.
Although the family background report is requested, they do not furnish it. They only disclose details of their children. I have not changed my stance on the matter. What I say is that when mothers leave their children and seek employment, the fathers use the money and consume alcohol, which would lead to rape and assault of children. I believe that the family background report should be made mandatory under our government. I too make a request from the minister to implement this.
ගරු ඇමතිනියකින් මම කියන්නේ ඒ දේ විය යුතුමයි කියලා තමයි මගේ මතය.
කාන්තාවක් විදේශගත වෙනකොට අවුරුදු 5.
In the past, it was mandatory to provide a FBR to ascertain whether a woman travelling overseas for employment has children under the age of 5 years. A decision will be reached after discussions with the respective institutions and civil organizations.
ඒ වගේම මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් වැඩ කටයුතු කරන සිවිල්.
Speaking at a media briefing yesterday, Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs Dr. Harsha De Silva announced that the Sri Lankan housemaid who was sentenced to be stoned to death will serve a reduced sentence of a present term. Deputy Minister of Social Empowerment and Welfare Ranjan Ramanayaka also commented on this development.
Never before has a person sentenced to death been granted clemency under Sharia law. I will not reveal how clemency was granted as it may bring disrepute to certain countries.
On to a developing story, the Joint Trade Union Alliance of the National Water Supply and Drainage Board convened a media briefing in Colombo today to express their opposition on the slashing of their bonuses.
As trade unions, we cannot accept this slash on our bonus. We inform the administration. We demand that the amount that was slashed be given to us immediately, and until they do, we will continue our trade union action. This will come into effect as a token strike where maintenance employees will refrain from reporting for duties on Saturday and Sunday, the 26th and 27th. However, we will carry on the essential services by taking into consideration the inconvenience which will be caused to the general public. Moreover, on Monday the 28th, all water board employees island-wide will engage in a 3-hour protest movement from 9 am to 12 noon. Even after this 3-hour trade union action, if our bonuses are not given to us, then we would resort to a major trade union action. The chairman of the water board, who has been playing the role of Mr. Bean until 2 p.m. yesterday, lied by saying that a 37,500 rupee bonus would be given. However, in the end, he said that instead of 37,500 rupees, only 25,000 rupees would be given. So we say to the finance minister too, that there is no point in wearing a suit and tie and screaming in parliament. If the rights of the working sector are being slashed, you cannot function as the finance minister any longer. So we demand the government to immediately remove this finance minister. On Tuesday, a group of airport employees staged a demonstration charging that their bonuses too had been curtailed. Thereafter, the authorities agreed to provide the bonuses.
Still in local news, views were expressed on the allegation levelled by the wife of journalist Pradeep Eknalikoda, Sandhya Eknalikoda, against former President Mahinda Rajapaksa over the disappearance of her husband.
The previous government did not allow the police to do any sort of investigation on the disappearance of Pradeep Eknalikoda. But now, after investigations, they have captured a group of army officers. So now this has caught the interest of Mahinda Rajapaksa. So why the sudden sense of empathy towards these army officers in particular? He did not have that kind of empathy towards Sarath Fonseca. There are several other soldiers who are being held in other areas on suspicion, but he isn't showing them this sort of empathy. Now our former president is also visiting prisons to see these inmates. So we begin to wonder if he is visiting them because of suspicion that he too has some kind of involvement with them. So I would like to reiterate that irrespective of status, be it a politician, government officer, an officer of the security division or anyone else, they will be brought before the law equally for the crimes committed in the past.
Several trade stalls that were constructed on a pavement in the Vavuniya town in a manner which obstructed pedestrians were removed today.
A freelance journalist who attempted to report on a tense situation which arose between urban council workers and owners of these trade stalls were attacked. The altercation between the Vavuniya urban council workers and the trade stall owners broke out this morning. Bhaskaran Khadesan, a freelance journalist who arrived at the scene to report on the incident, was attacked by a trade stall owner. Bhaskaran, who was injured in the assault, was rushed to the Vavuniya General Hospital. According to the police, a person has been taken into custody in connection to the assault.
Today is day 3 of Splash 2015 Trade Exhibition and Carnival. News First is the media sponsor of the event, which is taking place at the Kandy City Centre.
Christmas shoppers who visited the Splash 2015 premises can purchase clothing, electrical appliances and food products at discounted prices. Splash 2015 comprises of over 100 trade stalls and has a separate area for fun activities specially dedicated for children. Youth and children who visited the exhibition premises are also provided with an opportunity to take part in a Newsfirst screen test to showcase their talents in announcing. Carols are another feature in Splash 2015. Kids who visit the exhibition tomorrow will be able to meet Santa Claus. Pradeep Rangana will perform tonight at the exhibition and carnival. Splash 2015 will take place daily from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. at the Kandy City Centre until the 27th of this month.
In sports, the draft containing the proposed amendments to the clauses and regulations in the sports law was released to the media today. Director General of Sports KDS Ruan Chandra said that the draft would be directed to the National Olympic Committee and the Sports Association to inquire into their opinion and will be later gazetted.
Introduction of new regulations to the Sports Law number 25 of 1973 was gazetted on the 15th of January 2013. The new draft, which was issued to the media today, notes that the regulations introduced in 2013 and all special amendments made thereafter have been made void. The new draft contains 7 major points. It includes the registration of national sports associations, its governance and the constitutional provisions, and the appointment of election committees for the associations. It also includes the selection, seeding and ranking committees of national sports associations, National Selection Consultative Committee, Sports Dispute Resolution Tribunal, and duties, functions and talent identification by national sports associations.
We initially wanted to present a list of amendments to the issues of the national associations. We issued this to the media. We hope that the media and all other interested parties would make any elaboration on this. This is still a draft. This was done with the assistance of the National Olympic Committee and those with expert knowledge in the fields.
And with that, we wrap up tonight's edition of Primetime News. I'm Arundhati Mudanayaka.
And I'm Joel Outskun. Before wrapping up here, is wishing all our viewers a merry and blessed and peaceful Christmas, which is to be dawned in a few hours more. And please make sure that you take care of yourself and have yourself an enjoyable and memorable evening. Take care and good night.